All right, Shalom, first and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Maharakakwadash, giving double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who I learned this truth from, and all you faithful lock and thought the four winds continue pushing. In this video, we're going to deal in, we're going to be focusing on a video that F.O.P.E Israelite School made about 2.5 months ago, whatever it was. And the title of the video is F.O.P.E is Esau the white man you decide. So F.O.P.E is asking a question: is Esau the white man you decide? Obviously, if they're asking you if Esau is the white man, I mean they're not fully persuaded or sure what they're even speaking of. But anyway, in this video, I'm gonna play the video, and matter of fact, let's just
verse 12. Obadiah chapter 1. Let's go. All right.
It's dealing with the prophet Obadiah. Okay. Some scholars say he came around 5-something BC, post or 5-something BC, or towards the Persian Empire or whatever, 5-something BC. And others say that he was around the time of Ahab, which was way before that. But when Ahab come, I gotta look at the timeline. But that's not here or there. But the point is that these devils and this demon right here, Quanaf, and these fucking demons on a platform are saying that Obadiah is an Edomite. All right, they're saying that Obadiah is an Edomite, and I'm just gonna show you the lack of understanding with a lot of these Israelite camps. Okay, and because the reason why they're saying that Obadiah is an Edomite, because his father's lineage could not be shown. So we're gonna grab scriptures.
Oh man! Obadiah is prophesying about Esau and Edom. Now I have a question too. Why doesn't it mention Obadiah's genealogy, or his forefather, or his father's name, or the other prophets? It said Jeremiah, his son of so and so and so. Ezekiel, his son of so and so. Isaiah, his son of so and so. Zephaniah, Zechariah. It gives most of the prophets' father's name. Why doesn't it mention Obadiah's father?
Boom. So they go on to say, speak about, the Talmud says that Obadiah is an Edomite, and the Talmud was written by our forefathers until the white Jews, as he calls it. There's no such thing as white, by the way, so-called white, until the Edomite took over. So they're saying that the Talmud teaches that the Obadiah was an Edomite because he couldn't show his father's lineage. How foolish is that? So like I said, we're gonna go into scriptures dealing with going into the New Testament. We're gonna show you how the Israelites that could not show their father's lineage, and we also gonna go into the Old Testament in the book of Ezra to show you that they couldn't show their father's lineage. Okay, so does that mean they're Edomites because they couldn't show their father's lineage? This Ezra starting at verse 1, Ezra chapter 2 starting at verse 1. Now these are the children of the province. Now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity, meaning the Babylonian captivity, of those which had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away unto Babylon, and came again unto Jerusalem and Judah, every one unto his city. So the exiles were returning back home from Babylon. So what? Jerusalem, right? Israelites coming back to their homeland. Ezra chapter 2 and jumping down to verse 58. All the Nethinims and the children of Solomon's servants were 392. And when you read on down, it says the children of Kirjatharim, the children of Ramah, the children of Mikmas, 122, the men of Bethel and Ai, 223, and so on and so on, right? See, they could show their genealogy, right? Their father's line, right? But it says here, verse 58, all the Nethinims and the children of Solomon's servants were 392. Verse 59, and these were they which went up from Tel-Meli, Tel-Harsa, Cherub, Adon, and Emer, but they could not show their father's house and their seed, whether they were of Israel. Now Numbers 1:18 says what? of our father's lineage. The seed comes from the father's line, right? So you had Israelites that came back from the Babylonian exile, from the Babylonian captivity back to Jerusalem, that could not show their father's lineage, okay? But they could not show their father's house and their seed, whether they were of Israel. So would you consider these men to be Edomites because they couldn't show their seed? Quanaf, would you, these men are not Israelites because they couldn't show their seed? Well, the Babylonians ransacked Jerusalem in I believe, what was that, 6-something BC. I keep saying AD, man, I gotta stop doing 6-something BC, right? So they ransacked Jerusalem, took the records, just like the Edomites did during the time of the Roman Empire in 70 AD. They took our records. Now that was 70 AD, right? AD. They took our records. So a lot of Israelites, of course, couldn't show their lineage. All right, and we read on down, verse 60, the children of Delaiah, the children of Tobiah, the children of Nekoda, 652, and the children of the priests, the children of Habaiah, I butcher that, the children of Kaz, the children of Barzillai, Kaz, the children of Kaz, I believe I said that right, the children of Barzillai, which took a wife of the daughters of Barzillai, the Gileadite, and was called after their name. These sought to register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but they were not found. Therefore were they as polluted from the priesthood. So you had Israelites that couldn't show their lineage, and that's, or the record of their household or their father's seed line, and that's the point I want to get. Now when you go into, let's just grab it right here. Let's get right into it. 1 Timothy chapter 1. And I'm gonna read all 1 through 4. 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 1. Paul, an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, by the commandment of God our Savior and the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, which is our hope, unto Timothy, my own son in the faith. Grace, mercy, and peace. Grace, mercy, and peace from God our Father and Yahushua Mashiach, our Lord. As I besought thee to abide still at Ephesus, right? The apostle Timothy was in the church of Ephesus. He was commissioned there, sent there by the apostle Paul to Israelites in the church of Ephesus. That's where you get the book of the Ephesians. When I went into Macedonia, so the apostle Paul left Timothy in Ephesus, which is in Asia Minor, and the apostle Paul went to what? Greece. So that's Macedonia, right? That thou mightest charge some that, or charge, the word charge is command, that thou mightest command some that they teach no other doctrine, and those others, some were what? Thou mightest teach, charge, or command some. Those were Israelites, all right, that the apostle Timothy went to, that they teach no other doctrine, right? So the apostles were all in the same like agreement. Nobody taught this is this, nobody taught this is that, nobody taught this is that, nobody taught that's that. Everybody had the same like doctrine, just like we do here in Great Millstone. We ain't gonna teach contrary. Verse 4, and this is the point. Neither give heed to fables, which a fable is a myth, and endless genealogies, which minister questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do. And that's not talking about the 12 tribe chart. The reason why it says endless genealogy is because you had a lot of Israelites during the time of the New Testament era as well that could not prove their father's lineage. They couldn't prove their father's lineage because when we were underneath the Babylonians, you know, a lot of us lost our records. And furthermore, during the time of the Greeks, a lot of us were so much Hellenized that we went so much astray from our power that we just didn't want to know or want nothing to do with our Israelite customs. We were Hellenized. That's what the Greek and the New Testament is speaking about. Those Gentiles that what? 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 2. He know that he were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as he were led. And that word for Gentile in the Latin is gentilis, which means the race, clan, or just being of the same lineage, but just being unnatural Gentiles, following Gentile customs like these other nations. Okay? Matter of fact, let me get that right quick. or ethnos, right? Gentiles are ethnos. Paul uses the term for Gentile Christian. But when you go into the Latin word gentilis, it means of a race, of a kindred, a tribe, nation, people group. That's absolutely right. So Paul uses the term for Gentile Christians. So simple as that. So now I got a question for you, F.O.P.E. So the endless genealogy, I'll just prove the point that Israelites could not prove their genealogy even during the time of the New Testament. A lot of us could not. We were so severely Hellenized. So I got a question for you. Let's go to Acts chapter 16 and start from the top. Acts 16:1. Then came he to Derbe and Lystra, and behold, a certain disciple was there named Timotheus. All right, Timothy, right? The son of a certain woman, which was a Jewess, and believed. So his mother knew she was an Israelite, but his father was a Greek. When you go into that word Greek, it'll tell you Hellen. One that was literally following Greek customs. G1672, Helene.
G1672, Helene.
Right. So you had Israelites following Greek customs. So Timothy's father did not know he was an Israelite, or he just didn't want to know he was an Israelite. He just didn't care. Just like today's society, like my father don't give a fuck. He don't care if he's an Israelite or not. Like I be saying in the videos, he be on a kitchen table playing what's that, the crossword puzzle and stuff like that, or he watches soccer games and he just don't care. He just sits on the kitchen table and just, you know, just does what he does. He don't want to know. He don't care. I can tell him a whole bunch of things. He don't care. I'm not going to waste my time anyway. But he don't care. But he was pretty much Hellenized. All right, so Helen, then you had the Hellenistas, which were Greek-speaking Israelites that knew they were Israelites, but they spoke Greek or, you know, different languages or Latin. But really it was the Greek language during the time of the Ptolemaic Empire, the Seleucid Empire, or the Greeks. Too much to get into, but so F.O.P.E, is Timothy's father a non-Israelite? So because we know that the Lord don't deal with non-Israelites, right? So how can Timothy be called or can be considered a disciple? You can't convert to being a disciple. If you're not of an Israelite stock, the Lord don't want nothing to do with you. All right, the law, statutes, and commandments were only given to Hebrew Israelites and Hebrew Israelites only. Psalms 147, starting at verse 19 and verse 20, I'll read as well. Psalms 147 and starting at verse 19. He showed this word unto Yaquab, or Jacob. Yaquab, which is progenitor of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. So the Lord only deals with the Israelites, and that's it. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, praise ye the Lord Yahweh Yahweh Shai, right? So these other nations are not chosen to get this word. Oh, Obadiah couldn't sow his father's lineage, so that means he's an Edomite. So what? Timothy couldn't sow his father's lineage. Timothy knew his father was an Israelite already, but his father couldn't even sow his own lineage. Timothy's father couldn't even sow his own lineage. But it said his mother was a Jewess, but we know that the seed line comes from the man. Numbers 1 and 18, right? Verse 2, which was well reported of by the Achaim, that was well reported by the brethren that were at Lystra and Iconium. Verse 3, him would Paul have to go forth with him, and took and circumcised him because of the Jews which were in those quarters, for they knew all that his father was a Greek. Now, his father was an Israelite following Greek customs, but you had the Jews in Judea that didn't want nothing to do with these Hellenized Israelites. So you got to look at the history. You Christians spew out madness, not even knowing what the hell you be talking about. You got to go into who the Jews were in Judea and who was those of the diaspora. You know, because James, right? When you go in the book of James 1 and 1, James 1 and 1, James, a servant of God and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. So James, the biological brother of Yahweh Shai, only went to Hebrew Israelites. He said, greeting to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Scattered what? Diaspora, right? When you look at that word diaspora, right? Or scattered. It should tell you diaspora. Diaspora, right? A scattering dispersion of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations. So we started picking up foreign customs. B, of the Christians scattered abroad among the Gentiles. And who are those Christians? Israelites. Israelite resident in Gentile countries, which are scattered abroad. Unnatural Gentiles, ethnos, gentilis, race, clan. Here's another one. So let me drop that right quick. Oh, he couldn't show his father's lineage. So what? The Lord ain't dealing with non-Israelite men. That's simple as that. So let me ask you, Quanaf, can you show your father's lineage? What tribe you come from? What tribe you come from? You sure you ain't a chocolate-covered cracker? Maybe that's why you don't want to believe it. Maybe you have doubts in your mind, Quanaf? F.O.P.E. Niggas got smoking vapes on their platform. I made a video about that yesterday. Literally, these niggas got niggas smoking vapes on a platform trying to rebuke men. And they defiling a temple that the Most High says to keep pure. You niggas are fucking petty, man. Now, when you go to Acts chapter 10, right? Let's start at verse 1 again. Acts chapter 10 and verse 1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. So he had a band of soldiers underneath him, centurion. That's where you get the number 100, right? Like a century, where you get the number 100, right? Matter of fact, I'll look it up right quick. Damn, look at this tongue twister here.
Strong's G 1543. Hekatan Tarches.
I ain't even gonna try to pronounce it, but yeah, let's try. Hekatan Tarches. Century, right? The captain of 100 men. Centurion, right, of the Italian band. Oh, you see that? He said of the Italian band, so that means he was an Edomite. Fuck out of here, man. This Acts chapter 2 and verse 10. Pergia, matter of fact, Romans chapter 1 and verse 7 to all that be in Rome, beloved of Yahweh Shai, called to be saints. Who are the saints? When you read Psalms 148, all right, I believe it's verse 13, it's speaking about Israelites. Only the saints can be Israelites. And when you go into the book of Daniel, only the saints are applied to Israelites. All right, the word saint is applied to being an Israelite. All right, when you read the word saint, it's literally dealing with Israelites only. To all that be in Rome. So you had Israelites what? In Rome. They were called saints, or called to be saints. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach. You see that? And of course, we got other scriptures I could go into, but we ain't gotta, prove the point, and that's it. Move on. So it says here, Acts chapter 10 and verse 1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. Now, I got a question for you, F.O.P.E. Where is Cornelius's genealogy or father's lineage? I want you to show me that and prove it out the Bible. Where is his lineage? Now, we know that the Yahweh Shai is only dealing with Israelites, right? Only that bloodline, because he don't... This fucking motherfucker, yo, this shit is fucking, oh my goodness, man. This motherfucker's naked, man. You can't make this shit up, man. Oh, man, may Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai destroy this fucking kingdom, man. Oh, man, Salakia Akim. I just turned my head and this, oh my goodness, man. This fucking kingdom gotta fucking go, man. But anyway, man, shit, man. Acts chapter 10 and verse 1. So I'm asking you, F.O.P.E, where is Cornelius's lineage? Verse 2, a devout man and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to God always. Now, listen to this. Listen to what this nigga says here. Listen closely.
You say why doesn't it? It does not make the Obadiah's father.
Maybe because he's... It's just a question for everybody to think about.
It's a question, but I'm going to tell people why, according to our ancient forefathers. Okay, who wrote the Babylonian Talmud? Okay, yes, the Babylonian Talmud is wicked, yes. But the Babylonian Talmud do have a lot of truth in it also. Right?
But that ain't the truth.
Ancient ancestor that was taken over by the white Jew. Now, guess what our forefathers wrote about Obadiah in the Babylonian Talmud? They said that Obadiah was an Edomite. He was a righteous Edomite.
Said, I don't think that came from our forefathers. Why would they call Obadiah a righteous Edomite? Come on, F.O.P.E. Come on, man. You brothers caught that? Ain't no righteous Edomite, man. The fuck out of it with that weak ass shit. This Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 13. Consider the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. For who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? So if Esau was created to be the wicked, who can make that straight which the Most High made crooked? Okay? Who can make straight which the Most High made crooked? These devils are crooked. And it's crazy. I'm reading this, and as I'm reading this, I'm sitting at a park in Central Park, and you got naked motherfuckers jogging past me, man. These fucking perverse Edomites jogging past me. Naked, perverse Edomites, man. They're crooked, man. Who the fuck does this? Who the hell passes laws for this shit to continue in the same manner, in the same fashion and custom? Only the so-called white man fits that description. Nobody else on this earth does that. And if they do, they follow this devil's patterns. They follow this devil's they follow this devil. Come on, man. So, and it's another one too. This Isaiah 26 and 10. Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 10. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. So if Obadiah was an Edomite and the Most High showed favor to Obadiah, right? The Most High saying it wouldn't have learned righteousness, right? Wasn't favor shown to Obadiah since you claim he's an Edomite? Since the Most High used him as he's an Edomite prophesying against his own people, he said, get the fuck out of here. That's a weak ass doctrine, man. Those are doctrines of devils, man. That's why the scripture said what? Evil men shall wax worse and worse. Isaiah 26 and 10. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. So these devils in Esau, Edom, in our homeland, will not learn righteousness. They can't learn righteousness because they were made wicked. They were created to be the wicked, the sons of the wicked. Fucking wicked ass niggas, man. Okay, let's go back to ain't no such thing as a righteous Edomite. Acts chapter 10 and verse 2. A devout man and one that feared Yahweh Yahushai with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to Yahweh Yahushai always. Now, if Cornelius wasn't an Israelite, why does it say this? When you go to Acts chapter 10 and verse 28, right, it says here, and he said unto them, he know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company. This when Peter met up with Cornelius, right? Or come unto one of another nation, but God hath showed unto Peter that I should not call any man common or unclean, right? Because the Israelite or foreigners were coming back to the fold. So the Most High was dealing with these Israelite foreigners, and they heavily believed on Yahushai. Right? When you look at that word nation, if Cornelius wasn't an Israelite, by the way, he couldn't show his father's lineage. Neither can Timothy's father show his lineage. Now, Alaphalas, right? G246, 246, G246. Alaphalas. When you go into the root word G5443, a tribe in the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, a nation, people, race, or clan, kindred, tribe, offspring, right? Same people. So in the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, G 54:43. Let's continue to prove it. Let's go back to James 1:1, right? When you go to James 1:1, James, a servant of God and of the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Let's look at that word tribes. G 54:43, pronunciation F.O.P.E.
Strong's G 5443. F.O.P.E.
F.O.P.E. A tribe in the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, a nation, people, and offsuit, kindred, race, or clan, tribe. How many times we got to bring it out, man? All right, same thing would apply to Revelation 5 and 9 and Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9. Same exact thing. F.O.P.E. So Cornelius, if he wasn't an Israelite, then why would the Most High tell the disciples to go to the lost sheep? And who was one of the Yahweh's disciples that later on became an apostle? Peter, right? Why does it say here? Matthew chapter 10 and verse 2. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. The first, Simon, which is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, right? And the list goes on, right? So Simon, which is called Peter. Now, jumping to verse 5 and 6. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles. Now these Gentiles are speaking of what? The natural Gentiles, which are heathen nation of people, not Israelites. Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans entering not. Those Samaritans were Hamites during that time. When you go to John 4 and 22, around John chapter 4, it's not only verse 22, but John chapter 4, Yahushua dealt with those Hamites. They were not of an Israelite stock, so he told her off, he cursed her out. He called her an adulteress. You had more than one husband, you know? They were claiming to be Israelites because you got to go back into history during the time of Salmanassar V, Sargon II. You know, I'm not going to get into all that now. Go, all right, it says here, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now, when you go into Acts 10, who met up with the apostle Peter? Cornelius. Wasn't Cornelius one of those 12 that was sent to go to the Israelite foreigners? So if Cornelius wasn't an Israelite, why would Cornelius be the first convert to going back to his nation of people as an Israelite? He gave alms. It shows here, look, verse 2, a devout man. Ain't no Edomite devout. Somebody dedicated to doing the works. Ain't no Edomite devout. And one that feared God with all his house. What Edomite fears the Most High? These Edomites don't got no fear. You know, in a sense of serving the Most High? No, because they cannot fear the Most High. You know, in a sense of serving the Most High. That's what I mean. Which gave much alms to the people, right? He helped the Israelites. He helped the poor. He was in a centurion, a Roman army. So this man must have been rich. He must have had money. But he gave to his own people. He acknowledged his own people. He, you know, he got that law too. Also, too, when it says not to oppress the poor in their affliction, because the Israelites were always a poor and oppressed people, although a lot of our forefathers had gold, silver, cattle. But Cornelius knew that because why? He knew the laws. He knew that we were not supposed to oppress our Israelite people, our brothers and our sisters. We are not supposed to do that. So he knew the laws. But he was in a Roman army. So where's Cornelius's lineage? I want to know. I want to know. Fucking righteous Edomite? Are you fucking serious? I was going to mention something too, man. I forget, man. Oh, man. So I believe Obadiah, even if he came in around 5-something BC or not, it doesn't make him an Edomite just because the Babylonian Talmud says it. They're trying to always, you know, a lot of these Israelite camps always trying to disprove prophecies. So, F.O.P.E, prove to me that you're an Israelite and prove to me that you go back to the tribe of Judah or one of the southern kingdom. I want to know that. Show me the record. Timothy couldn't show his record. Cornelius couldn't show his record. A lot of Israelites during the time of the Persian Empire couldn't show the record. During the time of the Second Temple being rebuilt, they couldn't show the record. So does that make them Edomites? Come on. I want to know. I want to know. And it was a good point I wanted to make with Shem, Ham, and Japheth. I forgot. Damn. But anyway, it's all. Hey, it is what it is. It slipped my mind. But yeah, like the scriptures say, evil men shall wax worse to worse. But I just want to bring that out. These niggas is fucking delusional, man.
In that region, at all, in ancient times, right, until the Greeks got in there. Obadiah, right? You're gonna start at verse 12.
Obadiah chapter 1.
Let's go.
All right. Let's see.
And we know Obadiah is prophesying about Esau and Edom.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a question for you. Why doesn't it mention Obadiah's genealogy, or his forefathers, or his father's name, or the other prophets? It said Jeremiah, the son of so and so and so. Ezekiel, the son of so and so. Isaiah, the son of so and so.
So the Roman centurions, not only Cornelius, but the Roman centurions in the New Testament, can they show you their father's lineage? Can they show you their father's lineage? Come on, F.O.P.E, answer me that question. Can they show me? Why don't you show me your father's lineage? A lot of our fathers can't show records of what tribe we from. Does that mean we're of a heathen nation? No. No. We're doing the work, so we're showing our faith by our works. Going out there on the highways and byways ain't easy, man, especially if you labor by yourself. For brothers that labor by themselves, that ain't easy, man. I got a load I got to carry out there, man. I got to make sure I'm ready every single week to go out there on the highways and byways. I got to make sure I don't drink eat too much liquids before I go out there to camp, because I ain't got nobody to hold the camera for me. Because I might fucking piss on myself if I do that. I'm being honest, shit. So it ain't no easy task. So you gotta, hey, come on, man. It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy, man. But you go out there and you show your faith, man. You do it sincerely, man. You don't do it just because, you want to be seen of men. You do it sincerely. And I do it out of a sincere mind. And Yahweh Shah knows exactly what I mean by that, man. I don't believe that too many men do that out of a sincere mind, man. They just holding camp banners. You ain't there to doing the works, man. You just there to fucking stand over there holding put your hands in your pocket and holding a camp sign, man. Niggas got 20 men camps and none of them are on fire. I'm just being honest, man. Meanwhile, you got brothers out there laboring solo. I'm not just speaking, I'm not just applying that to me, but I'm saying you got brothers out there that are on fire by themselves, man. I think all brothers should be on fire. I don't give a fuck. You got 20-man camp, 25-man camp. All brothers should be on fire. The Lord don't really deal with big numbers like that anyway, man. So yeah, Obadiah was full of the Lord's spirit, man. You cannot be an Edomite and have that spirit that Obadiah had. He was an Israelite. Prophesying about Esau, Edom going into slavery 1,000 years and being exterminated after that. Let's grab it. This Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Now, how could you prove that all these genealogies, all these lineages of people are on this earth right now? Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 16. There's no end of all the people, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 16. That's why Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, got you niggas, set you niggas up as agents to hinder the doctrine. Because Esau, Edom uses niggas like you to be a stumbling block in front of us, to throw a stumbling block. Because Esau, Edom knows very well about this prophecy. So when these devils flipped it around in the Babylonian Talmud, so guess what? That ain't come from our forefathers, it came from Esau, Edom. Because they know exactly about this prophecy, man, about them going into slavery for 1,000 years and not existing, or being in slavery for 1,000 years in hardcore bondage. Okay, in hardcore fucking bondage. They know about this prophecy. So of course they're gonna use niggas like you. This ain't nothing new, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 16. There is no end of all the people. There is no end of all the people. Even of all that have been before them, they also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. So there is no end of all the people. Meaning all these nations are on this earth right now. There's no end of all the people. So Esau, Edom is not done away with. Shem, Ham, and Japheth are still on this earth. Meanwhile, Ishmael could prove that he's the Ishmaelites because they could just prove it. They got records. They could prove they're Ishmaelites. Elam could prove that they're the Carmanians or the Elamites. They're the Elamites. Those fake Jews even say that modern day Jewry in the Jewish encyclopedia is Esau, Edom. And we're not going to know where the Israelites due to the spirit in us. Let's grab that real quick and I'm going to end it off. Nope. See, I was about to forget something. Romans chapter 8 and starting at verse 14. This Romans chapter 8 and verse 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. All right? For as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, Yahushai, they are the sons of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Verse 15. For he have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but he have received the spirit of adoption, right? Because the Lord has adopted us back as being his sons. We have returned back to the Heavenly Father, right? Because we went astray from him. We started serving dumb idols, like it says in 1 Corinthians. I believe I read that, chapter 12 and verse 2. Okay? But he have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. So when we go out there on the highways and byways, we show our works by our faith. We're showing you that we're the Israelites. We don't have our records, but we can prove that we're Israelites by the curses that we go under. Okay, if I was to ask Quanaf, what's your father? If he tells me a Judite, okay, what makes your father a Judite? Well, such and such. Okay, so that means the northern kingdom, the so-called Latinos, go through the same exact curses. All right? Go through the same exact curses. Oh, the Mexican government or the Brazilian deal in the United Nations. So what? You had Israelite Roman emperors, and you ain't saying shit, nigga. That's it. You ain't saying nothing. You ain't saying nothing, man. You had Israelites that had a high position. How about during the time of the Moors? They ruled Europe. Ain't that a high position, nigga? During the time of the Dark Ages, the Byzantine Empire or the Holy Roman Empire? You ain't saying shit. So we proving that we Israelites by the Spirit in us, man. How can I forget this? No, I believe I did bring it out, but I'll bring it out again just in case I forgot. 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 4. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies. Now what? Which minister questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do, right? Because you had a lot of Israelites that Timothy dealt with in the church of the Ephesians, which are Israelites that didn't know until the most that brought them back. So don't even worry about that. Just go out there, put the doctrine out there, and if they gravitate to this truth or they come into the fold and they follow the doctrine and they stay grounded, that means they're Israelites. It's simple as that, because you had a lot of Israelites that didn't have records. Just like Timothy didn't show his tribe. Does it tell you in the Bible what tribe Timothy's father was? No. How about Cornelius? What tribe did Cornelius, what tribe was his father from? It doesn't tell you that. It doesn't tell you that. And the list goes on. We could go on and on and on and on with Israelites. You know how many Israelites converted back to being Israelites and didn't even know their tribe, but Yahushua knew what tribe they came from. So this thing is about faith, man. Just like back then, it's the book of Acts all over again. This thing is about faith. Just like we're doing now in these last days and times. So we're doing the same thing. It's nothing new under the sun, man. So I just want to bring that out, man. Giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem, until the next one. Shalom.